Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Friday Night Bee Chat. Back on the channel here tonight. I was actually on Bill's channel last Friday night due to my family obligations and everything else. Hope everybody had a good New Year and was safe. Let me get Bill's in the stage here. How you doing, Bill?
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Yep. Hey, Keith. And we got DC and we got Mark and we got Randy. We got Dodd. We got Chris at Bees, Nut, and Honey. And let's see what else we got. Brian out there in Colorado. Hey, Danny Newberg, Burn. And let's see where else we at. So hopefully everybody, we got a little bit of snow here a day or so ago. Not much, but enough just to make it slick. And yeah. Let's see. Anyway, there's Billy Lee. And we had Tytrone in here, I think. Yep. So 114. Got to get my bee papers straightened out here. That's Wayne. That's what I was looking for. So, anyway, 86. Now I got it. So anyway, guys, everything gals, let's see what we got here. I guess it was New Year's Eve morning or New Year's Day morning. We had a little bit of snow here in Maryland, an inch or two, enough where usually Maryland is quite on top of it when it comes to road clearing. Hey, Minnesota Mike. Hey, Lee. And
Roy.
and Roy and Todd. And roads were a little slick, but they were all dry by noontime. And I guess everybody was kind of getting in from the New Year's, as far as the state employees getting the roads clear. So I think we're supposed to have up here next week up to 50 degrees.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Next week it's supposed to rain from Wednesday morning through Sunday.
out in Louisville.
No, here
Oh yeah.
in the valley. And it's supposed to rain in Louisville from Wednesday to Saturday.
Well, anyway, I think we're going to have some good traveling weather.
Yeah, I think so too.
And it's going to be halfway decent.
Yep.
Hey, Ed. Was I any upper? No, it was 32 degrees here. Oh, here, Mike. It's been like the highs of 28 and 32 degrees the last 2 days. It's 28 degrees right now. And I think tomorrow, I don't know, forecast. I don't see the darn forecast. See the full forecast. There we go. Tomorrow, it's going to have a high of 32 and 26 in the low. Today, it was a high of 28 degrees. Yesterday, it was a high of 28 degrees. And it was cold out there, let me tell you. Hey, Clay. Hey, Grayson. And there's Mike, 21st Bees. And so it's been cold. It's been snowy a little bit. Been working on getting ready for Nobby. I worked on the car today, and I took the two seats out, and uh,
Did you get your other box made?
yep, it was in the upper 30s in Gaithersburg. Well, I guess that's closer to Washington D.C. That's where all that hot air comes out of that place. A lot of hot air out of that city. You know, it not migrated out over the circle, the border there.
Yeah, it just doesn't really come out past the Beltway.
Yeah, it just eases over into the Beltway. So anyway, yeah, I got my two boxes made. I got them in the van, and where those seats lock in,
Yeah,
perfect little hold down bars. So I got the
good.
two boxes kind of mid drift of the van. I got two ratchet straps on them for right now. I think that they'll be able to. I got to get the buckets in there, and that way I can get the ratchet straps in between them, and that'll hold everything. It'll be very secure. Well, DC, what it amounts to is you got all them politicians, you know, and it's like the old Indian says, you know, the politicians get up there, and the Indian used to say that, you know, there was a lot of thunder and a lot of lightning and a lot of wind, but no rain, it's just all noise. So anyway, got that in there, cleaned everything else that I keep in my car, like some folding chairs and things like that. And I looked at the well where those seats lay in. I said, yeah, I could get one box in there, but it's in the rear end of the car, which I'm looking at weight distribution. The center would be the better. So I folded the seats back down in the back of the car, and that way we can get our luggage and stuff in there. I think Will and Robert are moving bees tonight to Holden Yard to go to California and all that tonight. Or they've done it. They probably done it today during the daytime, because it was 20 some degrees, like you say, 28 degrees. I don't think they'd have any problem doing that.
Yeah.
And so I got that, and then New Year's Day I stayed in a good bit, and I got my suitcase. I got my paperwork, the party, party tickets and the
Yep.
Nobby tickets and the hotel. And I printed out, I don't know, my darn printer was having a fit here about using the mapping, Google Maps. I wanted to print out to get from the hotel to the party and from the party back to the hotel to get those exit numbers. And I didn't do it the last time that way, but it's relatively easy. And got that printed out, got all that paperwork done. Printed out my checkoff lists that I have over the years. What's in the car, what's in the suitcase. Got a bunch of my clothes and stuff that I'm taking on the trip in the suitcase. Well, I'll tell you, trying to listen to the smartphone or watch the smartphone, you have to have a navigator off to the right-hand side to navigate the driver, as I am, and all that.
Isn't that what Rob's for?
That's what Rob for. But you know what? I'm a visual person. If I can sit there and study a map, then I got it up here in my mind how to do it. I've been to the place. I know. Just getting from the hotel and getting off the interstate at the right exit. And after that, I know where to go. Just make a left-hand turn and go down the road, and it's the places on the left-hand side.
Yeah.
Well, I got my cowboy boots in the car. Yeah. I was thinking about maybe getting out of there, not having them. Here comes Michael. Michael's in the warehouse. No, he's on the forklift there.
Oh, yeah, y'all always got the floor. I was
You're muffled, Michael. Are you on a Toyota forklift?
You're kind of muffled there, Mike.
Yeah, it's muffled. Turn the camera around to you. So, Brian, he processed wax today, rendered out. Yeah, I got to get my wax rendered too from this year.
Yeah, I gotta pour my wax bars tomorrow. We're loading truck tomorrow, so I gotta pour wax bars tomorrow. I've got a couple other little things to do to get ready to go, get ready for the honey show. And I think I'm ready. We went to North Carolina today to pick up stuff for the show. So I'm ready. I just gotta get the big truck loaded.
Yeah. What'd you say, Mike?
Can you guys hear me better?
Yeah, better now.
Yeah, that's better.
Yeah. I got a new phone case that's like waterproof almost because all this wax spraying. I'm trying to keep all the wax off my phone and muffled up everything. So you guys almost got a tour of the building in the dark. I was listening to you riding down from the other end into the warehouse.
Yeah, let's take a work. Let's look at your warehouse.
Oh, you don't want to
He's
see
loading
that.
his trailer.
No. Yeah. So this has been fun. So I've got that much room to take. What I originally planned was that and those and that and that and that. And there's like another 25 in the back. So that's not going to happen.
Well, you could
I had
stack
more
it.
of a hand stack in, but
Just stack it in there with no pallets.
Just stack it in there.
well,
It'll go.
yeah, it's not all going to fit though. So I got to decide what I want to sack.
Is heavy enough trailer to do all that?
I got out of line with the Wi-Fi. Let me just connect my Wi-Fi.
What kind of forklift you got, Mike? Turn around. Let's look at it. Must have lost him.
Yeah.
To get this in. There you go. I even had to make pallets that don't have sides on them to get pallet jacks squeezed in to squeeze them into this thing. So this thing so far, to get all the way out here, that's only 168 boxes of deep and 36 boxes of medium.
Well, just think of it this way. You can sell out the first day and then you can party all the rest of the weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I sent 4 pallets down already. This is just what's left over. So this is pretty much going to be the deeps. Brian keeps joking that he keeps seeing his frames everywhere. Brian, if you're watching, there's actually half of your frames right here in this pallet. So yeah, trying to cram it all in. I don't know. I might not. He might only get half of them. Half of them are in Louisville right now. And the
what kind of
half are out
truck
here.
you got? What kind of truck you pulling with that? Pickup
Well,
truck?
the problem is my truck. Yeah, the problem is all of my display, everything, including that, all of our bags, plus my dad's all got to fit in the truck. Oh, and the spare tire and the jacks and all that stuff. So I've got it crammed, all the way to the front. It's smashed in there pretty good. So yeah, I'll cram stuff in. I'm just not going to get to take so much. I might end up being 20 or 30 boxes shorter than I planned on. So if you pre-ordered, lucky you, because yours will definitely be there. Other than that, I don't know what I'll have. So yeah, I just brought some. I still have like 3 Defender hives I have to take down for displays and giveaways. Those things eat up a chunk of room. I just got a bunch of stuff to stick in here. So that's what I've been working on all day long. In fact, I lost a strap. So anyway, before I went to the office to start crunching numbers, I was going to let you see what I'm doing. Then I'll go back in there and hook a camera up and jump around later.
All right. Turn around. Let's see your forklift.
Oh, it's an old one. It's a TCM. We actually used to be a TCM dealership, one of our businesses. So this is one of our older 5,000-pound units.
Yeah, it kind of looks like my Toyota.
Yeah. Yeah, they've got Toyota engines in them, actually, if I remember right. Well, maybe Nissan. I don't remember now. It's been a while since I had to open it and work on it. So yeah, we're in the back warehouse. So there's B-frames, all pallets back there, and plastic seats and backs for school chairs, and boxes for pet stuff, and every one of those bins is a different size and color, powder coated steel railing for all the pet bed stuff. And it's just a little back part. There's, this isn't even a quarter of the whole place. Little in there. There's got the lights on in the sewing room. There's all the sewing machines and things are all on the other side of that. And well, I guess I could open the door. It's not like I'm gonna bother anybody. So yeah, there's covers and covers and more covers. And all their gear down there that they work on.
You got a pretty good sized operation, Michael, I have to say.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll show you. Most of the lights aren't on out here, but get to the other end, I can show you. So yeah, there's steel rails, all of our textiles. There's 65-yard rolls. That's nothing but textile rolls for all different materials for the pet stuff. Say we make our own pallets because everything's so custom. So getting low on wood inventory, but there's stuff for building pallets. This is the storage end. This is all my raw steel storage, all my bent tubing and that kind of stuff.
Hey, Peter. Well, you're building the pallets like that. Is it specialized size pallets is what you're having to build?
Yeah, they're all kinds of funky things because of all our tables. So we get it cut pre-length. We just do the assembly here. We used to have somebody else outside do it, but it's just logistically, it's a pain and it's not worth the trouble.
Yeah, we're losing you.
Yeah, so the plastic corners we do, those are all different colors.
Dodd wants to know how many employees
More over there. Office factory and everything, there'll be 12 of us.
We can't hardly hear you. You're breaking up. You're breaking up, Mike. He's down.
He's done.
Big place. Big,
huge place.
Yeah, bigger than I
That's
thought.
a big operation.
Big operation. Thing of it is, he works 7 days a week. It seems like 18 hours a day.
Yeah, really.
There you go. I was in the warehouse, and when I go through the Wi-Fi, it gets really bad because there's so many layers of steel. But now I'm into the main building. I'm gonna go click some lights on because it's so dark back here.
Dodd wanted to know how many people were employed.
If you count the office and everybody, there might be 12 of us, maybe.
Is that right? What's that big machine on the right-hand side there?
I'll hit some lights. I'll show you. Let me turn all this stuff on.
You must have it pretty well automated to have only 12 people.
No, actually, I'll just do a little bit of everything. Most of the guys here can work in 2 or 3 areas, and like people like me, I can do every single thing in the building except I suck at sewing. But other than that, I can do everything else. So we were just down there.
Okay.
I'll kind of show you. Once I go through there, the signal's going to get bad, so I'll stop. We've been doing inventory the last couple of days, so it's a mess out here. It's usually way cleaner and more organized. But yeah, you've got all those Gaylords. Those are plastic corners for the pet stuff. Every box is a different color. This is all more different colors. all the steel tubing and stuff down there. I'll see if I can look in the cutting room without going in so the signal doesn't get horrible. So in here we do laser cutting textiles, CNC cutting, and we do all of our own printing. So you see those industrial printers, and there's the laser cutters and CNC and Gerber cutters back there. And like I say, if it's made of plastic, we make it ourselves. So every little color of cap of every little part we do, and do all our own bagging. And if I stay in the main aisleway, the signal may stay. When I get out of the main path, it goes crazy. I don't know if you saw. Yeah, there's all the fabric and stuff back in there.
We saw that.
So sewing room. See if I can stick my head in the door without it dropping. I think I've got a Wi-Fi bouncer in here. It might be all right. So yeah, there's where they do all the sewing.
So you got a sewing factory, huh?
Yeah, all the pet beds. We do all of our own cutting and sewing and printing on textiles. So all the stock stuff back there. Ladies sewing here. There's actually some CNC sewing machines back there. So I've been doing inventory. I usually let everything get down really low for the end of the year, so I've got to do restock orders for boxes and all that. But plastic trims for tables, tables for kids and tubs, and more boxes for different sizes. And we did some powder coating of some table leg the other day, so that's why these are out here not boxed. We do all the welding and powder coating and all that stuff. So there's about 3,000 legs out here on the dock at the moment. Some material, more wood stuff. All of this is plastic. Let's see, we're getting low. We've only got less than 2 truckloads of it over here. So we've got more on order already.
Is that plastic pellets you mean for your injector?
Yeah. That stuff's not for the bee frames. That's for the pet stuff. That's all polypropylene. The ABS is in a different area in the back where you just can't see it. We got. So that's the end of the powder coat line. So there's powder coated steel frames out here for different sizes of chairs. Kind of low.
That's what that big oven there is for then.
Yeah, that thing, that's the bake oven. Because we're doing all the bending, welding, powder coating, punching, everything on frames. So that big room there, that's the powder coat room with the automated powder line in it. So yeah, it's a fully automated powder line. So you've got all the big vacuums and reclaimers and the cyclones to separate the overspray from the air and recycle the powder. And it goes down through the main pump stations, through all the little hoses, to all the little nozzles and all the different spray heads. They articulate up and down while the main line moves. Powder coats. We can hand powder coat stuff still too.
Man, you got some serious amount of equipment here.
And we're about the halfway point of the building. So the original building, the oven takes up probably a quarter of it. You can walk inside. The panels are insulated floor to roof. So this is where the oven starts, and it goes all the way down there, and it goes all the way to the back, almost the back wall. Oh, there's seat and backs up here for chairs. That's what the guys pull out of as they're building orders in the warehouse. If I'm moving around a lot of times, I can walk 7 or 8 miles in a day, just back and forth.
Well, when you're powder coating, that would be like a 1 day. You got to have enough material that you need powder coated. So when you get that thing up and hot, you're probably you're going to do several thousand frames or whatever in that day, and then maybe not use it the rest of the week, right?
Yeah, like if we're doing pet stuff, each one of these hangers, they will put 6 tubes on it. There's 240 hangers on a round, and a round's every hour and 5 minutes, and we'll do 10 hours like that.
And then
Wow.
Minnesota Mike says, don't forget the acid cleaning. So is there an acid bath or something?
Yeah, that's on this other end. We'll get to it here. Here's the still room.
Yeah, there's a break right there.
Yeah, there's one of our big breaks. I've got stuff moved around, like say for inventory, but there's
What's these punch machines?
punch presses. Yeah, we make all the blanks for all the stuff in here. So this is like what a table leg looks like before it's powder coated. So we punch that plate out, we cut and bend that wire, we punch the tube, and we do all the welding, and then they get powder coated in this room. So there's one of the robot welders over there, and we've got a couple of newer ones I haven't put in yet that are just waiting to get in.
So you got a guy that puts the steel in I'll say, what do you call them? Brackets or something that holds.
Yeah, here's a chair that's actually in one of the jigs from welding. So yeah, you take your different parts, the legs. We cut these out of 10-foot strips, little clips, back rails. You're loading up jigs and closing up clamps and then running programs. The guys do the main welding, and I come in and I hand touch up stuff. If things get off and they don't catch it, you'll get little holes or little gaps, and I'll come in by hand and I'll hand weld them. Or if I'm doing a special project, I've got a aluminum TIG welder over there, and I'll TIG them. We've got some specialized machinery we've had custom built for do some special jobs. We use it like 1 month a year, so it stays covered up to keep it clean. So here's the back end of the oven. Actually, there's hardly anything over here. I've been using it for beef storage. There's the burn off. We can put anything powder coated in, get it up to 1800 degrees, and burn it back down to bare steel. Those are our big blowers. So it's gas fired. Takes me about 2 hours to get the whole thing up to 350 degrees. So to show you scale, here's a door going into it. And it's just a massive cavity. It's just, the line goes back and forth about 4 different times. So it takes so long. That's how thick the walls are insulated. Forest tubes, ceiling, everything's completely sealed up. And then the tanks, these are the wash tanks he was talking about. So we use a more nature-friendly stuff. So we've got like a degreasing soap bath over here that it goes through. The line, it'll come around, degrease it. That one rinses. We don't use that one anymore since we changed chemicals. And then we do a non-phosphate conversion coating. It's like a clear liquid primer that like micro etches like a steel, like an acid would, but it's not an acid. And then that room back there, that's a dry off, and the parts go from soaking wet to a couple hundred degrees before they hit the paint room and get painted. Then they go into the oven and bake for about another 35 minutes. And so yeah, you can see inside of these, there's just, I need to clean them out. There's just tons of little spray nozzles and jets inside of them. They're just aligned with them. I'm running about 20 PSI. It pretty much rips everything off. They're just big pumps that go down the back sides and run everything. And wood room. So we've got racks. Every rack and everything you see here, we just build ourselves to what we need. So that's why nothing standard looking. So we've got some open wood storage over here. We've got unopened wood over there. We run big.
What's that, sheeting goods there?
It's for making tables for kids. So it's thermofused, laminated, like particle board. It's not glued on. It's pressed on with heat and pressure. So it's fused in. You can't chip it off. You have to destroy the wood to hurt it.
Now, see, you got yourself what is that, a 4x12 CNC router? Bigger than that. It's bigger than that.
Yeah, it's 12 foot long and 5 foot wide.
5 foot wide, yeah.
So we do that. We got big vacuum. It takes those big vacuum pumps to pull a vacuum through.
Sucks it down on that table there.
Yeah.
Now, does that a friend of mine's got one, something like that, and he come up with the idea of pop-up pins on the side for an alignment. And
Yeah.
I think the company's seen that and they copied it.
Yeah, they're all right here. They have
Yeah.
different size ones. Our old routers, they were steel, so if something got off and you hit one, you shatter it. So they finally got smart and started making them out of nylon. Got a big dust collector, suck all the stuff over and shake it out.
I got that. We just blow it in the room.
Getting over here. Plastics is back here. So I got to stay this way because I don't necessarily want anybody to see what the waxing machine looks like. I'm going to keep it behind me and walk sideways.
Smart move.
So there's an injection machine. We have to have dryers for the ABS running for the frames. So there's a machine. There's a bigger machine that we run some of the bigger parts in the deep frames.
Keith,
so that thing.
Keith wants to know, Michael, how many in-house mechanics, electricians, and techs do you have to have? I think that's all you, right?
I think you're talking to him.
Me and Dad. Yeah. Yeah. So like you look at every single piece of conduit, wiring, air line, water line, walls. That's me and Dad. We do everything ourselves.
Turn that machine. See that elevator, everybody, right there? Michael's got a video where the part gets made, flops down on that elevator, and then comes right up and goes right into the bin automatically.
Yeah. See what happened? So I got a load of plastic in last week. It was supposed to have been high flow, and they screwed up and sent me regular flow. So I couldn't get the centers to quite fill in. I'm having to run it so hot. These aren't going out to people. They have sink and stuff in them. They're perfectly fine to use. I would use them for me, but I'm not going to sell them to anybody. So a buddy of mine who's a commercial guy, he knows there's nothing wrong with them. So I'm selling it to him at cost just so I don't have to throw it in the dumpster, just so I don't lose anything on it until I got rid of that material. Once you mix it, I can't send it back. So I ran the mixed out. I'm going to sell him like 1,000 of them for cost, and then my replacement plastic will be here the Monday when I get back from Nobby, so I can fire them back up. Oh yeah, there's that big machine. Got another injection machine over there. And we've got vacuums on everything. We've got sprue pickers and stuff. There's another machine over there. More B frames and stuff we're pulling for orders. This one's a little different. We can run more than plastic in them, so this is rubberized material. You can see my B frames have just overflowed in the way of everything. So we can make the squishy rubber stuff too, not just plastic. And it's just a little rubberized. It's just rubberized pellets, just like it would be the plastic. Same process, different settings. And have to clean up. Got a hydraulic bender for tubing and modified hot stampers and just stuff everywhere. But yeah, that's the chillers down there. The one on the other side's over by the waxer, so can't show you that one. But basically, unless I'm running all 4 machines, if I'm running the 3 big ones at least, that chilling unit takes the water down to about 35 degrees, pumps it through the main lines, and then that's what water cools everything back here. So it just runs through and it branches off and goes to all the machines. I'll show you. I've never shown anybody the backside of the B-frame stuff, what it takes to make them. Let me go back here and show you. So, we've got, let me get down here so I can turn around. I hate walking sideways. So we got 35-degree water coming off of there, going down into the machine to cool the motors and the pumps. And y'all seen the front sides of them. So this is a deep standard 5/4 frame. So you've got all this water jumped around on everything. But you don't realize the water that comes in I have to have this side and this side like 40 degrees difference to get it to pull right. So what we have to do is we have to run thermal regulators on the back end. So it doesn't look like we have a lot going on the front of it. Then you come back here, and just to get the mold temperatures right, so I've got these 7 heaters that are built inside the mold. Got a never heat timer up there. Then when you see all this stuff comes out, it goes to all this and all that. So that's a controller for the front side. We'll set it at one temperature, and then the back side we'll set it at a different temperature. And it opens and closes, and it has internal heaters to make everything get down to like the 10th degree of the right temperature inside of it. So we have to feed everything independently and adjust the flows completely independently on every little tube that goes in and out of it. And they just get shot straight through the core of the mold. This one goes straight through. Some you have parts that slide in and out to different core pulls, but B-frames, you don't have that. They're just straight shots through. So I'm running, the surface of this is running at 420 degrees inside of it. There's 7 heaters that are inside. I turned this off 4 hours ago and it's still hot on the surface. So the plastic going in is like 460 degrees. The mold's 420 degrees, but I might be pumping 90-degree water through here to get the correct heat transfer in every single one of these little cell walls to get them to pull out correctly. This side, I might be running at 50 degrees to get the shrinkage rate a little different. So when this opens, it'll be tighter here and pull out of there. So like this one's hot right now, and this one feels like an ice cube.
So you're dialing it in for the release of the plastic from one mold side to the other.
Yeah, if I take this side from say 50 to 53, the frames are warped. Just because of the shrink rate on them. You have to really control the shrinkage on them. So that little bit of difference, or if I have the mold open, say 6 seconds sooner, it'll get ripped off on this side. And then when I eject it, I'll have to shut it and rip it out again. Then it'll actually break them in half. There's so much pressure inside of it. So they're super finicky. So we have to run all these little extra controllers and stuff on these things to keep them running right.
And then Mike wanted to know, who do you get to make those mold patterns?
The drawings and stuff I do, and then I just send them out to a mold maker.
Is that in the country here or someplace else?
God, no. Everybody here, the way these are built, they're so complicated. I had to actually go out. There's a really good mold builder overseas that I know that a lot of us use for this really complicated stuff. So y'all seen how strong the frames are, but if you get something off just a few seconds, you can see the kind of destruction it does to them.
Damn. And the mold did that.
That's from the material. This being the wrong material, I'm having to run it even hotter than normal. That's what happens when you open it about 10 seconds too fast or too slow. Because those pellets, when we're purging them, those pellets just come out like water. So those are just all ceramic heater bands all the way through, and it just injects them up inside. When you clean out and purge at the end of the day, you always get a little purge blob.
And you can't remelt that, I guess.
No, not the purge parts. No, the frames you can actually grind them up and reuse them. We take regrind from all of our stuff. So like these are sprue gates from running corners. It's just a passageway that goes through the mold that connects everything. You get a ton of these in the day. You might have bad parts for some reason. We can kick them into a grinder, and there's just big sets of blades inside of it. This is going to be black regrind. That's why it's a mixture of colors, and it just grinds them up. So if we're doing black, we just mix it in with about 10% of new and add some extra coloring to it. If you're doing B-frames or like a certain part, like this grinder is only for Navy because we run a lot of Navy chairs. So it's just pure Navy that we can blend back into new Navy as we run parts. And then all the colors that we have, So every one of these drums lining the walls all the way down to the far other end of that building, they're all individual colors. So,
Well, you know, like you got all them injection molding machines like that.
that's Monster
Did you,
Green.
yeah, did you buy one of those and get it for so many years and then you bought another one? I guess what I'm saying, how did you scale up to where you're at right now? How many generations did it take you to get that far?
So my parents started the business in '88. So I was 7. And this is our 3rd or 4th building we've been in. We built this one from scratch. It's the first one we've done from scratch. And the original building was this one side before you go into the warehouse. That was an add-on years and years ago. So like this room used to be our cutting and sewing room. Used to be a wall here that we ripped down, and we had to expand plastics into it because we just didn't have enough room. So yeah, like we used to have, I think every kind of business, bee businesses, you know, we bought older used equipment, made them work. Our old injection machines were Van Dorns from like the early 80s. We probably had 30 drip pans under every single machine because all they did was leak constantly every single day. You know, you fix one leak and 2 more would spring up. So we just made things work, got by. And then every year if you like, we don't take on partners. I mean, we own everything 100%. So we're not going out and getting investments. So, you know, this one year we might upgrade the router. We put a new router in. Another year we might, you know, we upgraded the paint line. Up until about 3 years ago, we did everything by hand all these years. You know, we try to buy 2 or 3 pieces of machinery, pieces of equipment, and pay them off before we buy anything else. That way we're never paying on more than a couple, 2 or 3 things, just to not get in trouble.
Yep.
And it's a slow growth model. I mean, it's slow and steady, but it keeps you from going out of business.
There you go.
I agree with you there. I mean, that's how we run our businesses. We try, you know, we might borrow some money, but we don't get ourselves in debt up to our eyeballs.
Oh yeah, like those injection machines. A small one, it's about 120,000 for one of those. The powder coat line. So if you add everything in, me and Dad built the walls around everything, and then the crew came in and put it all up. That probably cost us $750,000 to put that in a few years ago. It's got its own independent dryers, its own independent air. All the lines that go to it are all aluminum. That way there's no crappy stuff that develops in the lines and gets into those little fancy controllers. It's just, yeah, not overextending ourselves. And, you know, we used to make products that we don't make anymore. Markets change, and you have to start doing some other things and modify and go with it. And if not, you just run out.
Got to reinvent the wheel, as they say.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Well, it's a major eye opener. One, the size of the business that you have, and especially with the school chair or school furniture, I guess you would call it. And
I'm gonna see if the Wi-Fi will hold up to go into this room, because the printers and stuff are pretty neat. People, if you're in the printing business, these are the ones you use. We modified them to work on our materials. So we use nice rolling printers. So we got 4 of them in here.
And now printers are printing what?
We do logos on fabric. Let me see if there's one laying around. So we use a really heavy duty material. So we can actually directly print on textiles. Like, it's fabric, you can actually see through it, but we can do. It took a lot of.
What are you using the fabric for? On seat coverings or something?
Dog beds.
Oh, okay.
Beds.
The dog beds, and there's a big market for dog beds.
Oh yeah. We're only probably a couple % of the whole entire market. It's compared to bees. I mean, bees are like nothing compared to pet market. But yeah, we do like our own printing, we do our own cutting. Like, here's where somebody wanted this little logo, like the bee stuff on the website that has a little bee print. We do the bee print on the printers. Those are a little bit more complicated. Instead of using the CNC cutter, we actually use the laser cutter. So So we've got a laser cutter for chain drive that, just like a laser cutter for steel, it's the same principle. And you got your wire bed and you run your fabric on it, and it laser cuts and sucks all the fumes and things through filters and blows the air out.
Yeah, I thought about buying a laser for woodworking, but I just never could see a market in it. More of a hobby thing.
Yeah.
Now a lot of people who are in the hobby woodworking, they use it for lettering and things of that nature.
Yeah.
Sometimes they use the laser for cutting thin material, but then it burns the wood.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It takes a lot of our room. It's just for warehousing stuff. I mean, just like these parts, the parts aren't big. These are corners for the pet beds. So this one little part, every Gaylord is full of these, but just one of every single color. I mean, that's just straight up just storage space. There's so much overhead and boxes and storage. And at any time, we've got $500,000 worth of cardboard in our building. Signal's holding on. You might be able to make it back. But yeah, like these powder coated stuff. You know, this box just has got one color, a couple sizes of tubing. That's all that's in here. That's for 30-inch. Looks like we're almost out of 22s over there. So we have 22-inch tans. Oh man, they really cleaned out. I got to powder coat a bunch of stuff. Hope. You know, it's just bunches of components. So it's like if you ever start doing anything like any kind of business like this, always get way more room than you think you're ever going to need because you're going to use it.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, man. Yeah, we're back to the back and
back to the frames.
Back to the frames. Frames are back there. The big 8,000 units parked around the corner, and
yeah, you're getting close to being out of range.
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, so that's it. I'm just out here. I'm gonna go shut everything down and find a drink and stuff, and I'll see if I can hop on the computer in the office.
Okay, Michael. Thanks for the tour.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nice.
Everybody in the chat really liked it. Man, that's a huge, huge building.
That is really, really impressive.
And he's got some serious machines.
He's got some serious cash tied up in this stuff.
Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
But like the injector motors, I mean, all the temperature and pressure and cooling.
Yep.
and he was saying here a while back about, like he was saying about where that was pulling the one out, and it's like he said, within 10 seconds. And also within, I think, 1 or 2 degrees made, you know, either it made it go or it did, or it messed it all up. And I don't know whether I could, it must, hopefully once you set it, it stays there, but sound like to me, he's got to sit there and tweak.
Yeah. Well, I think though, once you get it tweaked one time, it's easier after that.
Well, he was telling me that they had like one of them frames had a hole cracked in them or something like that where it messed it up. It took him like 4 hours, a half a day basically, to get that machine back into specs.
Yeah.
And all that stuff. I mean, that's just phenomenal.
Yep.
You know, I thought a lot of people think we're big, but we're nothing compared to that.
Yeah.
I mean, just like that powder coat and heater machine. I mean, that thing was as long as the building was.
Yeah, exactly.
Of course, they're doing, I think the way he explained it was that they had the carousel went back and forth like a zigzag inside the heating area.
Yep.
So And for him and his father to do it all, that's unreal.
Yep.
More than what I can do.
You're right.
So anyway, back to Nobby. I say I got the car pretty much done. Suitcase, I gotta put a few more things in that. I got a check off list, like everything I need, and I've over the years I've gotten like all your toiletries and all that kind of stuff. I just keep a whole set of that in there all times, so that you don't miss anything.
Yeah.
And all I have to do is put clothes in and go. And so it looks like the weather is going to work out for us.
It looks that way, doesn't it?
For us to go, and I don't know. We'll see how the weather goes as far as rain versus coldness out there. I think it's going to be warmer than what it has been around here.
Yeah.
And all that. Tom wants some trivia questions. You sure you want to do that, Tom? We get in a big ruckus over that all the time. I think what you need is we need to develop some multiple guest questions.
Yeah. Yep. Tom, I'll have some Monday night.
No, you won't, because you ain't going to be there Monday night.
Yeah, well, I'll be in Louisville.
Are you going to try to do a show from Louisville?
Yeah, from the hotel.
So, as far as the bees, I haven't been in the bees. It's been too cold. Haven't even looked at them.
Yep.
It's supposed to be around the 50-degree mark all through this coming week. And all that. Yeah, Tom, I mean, the questions are for fun. I get that, but sometimes we get fighting over whether the correct answers are the correct answers or whatever. And all that. So, but Tom said he used to take an engineer program that kind of stuff back in the day. Russell was at the War Factory in Honeywell. So that's what I've been doing. I don't know. It's been, having a day off is nice and giving me something to. He said, Tom thinks it's fun as we bicker a little bit. All right, well, whatever. And all that. Hey, Len. And all. And so, Len, did we get teams all figured out? We had a little bit of a trying to go from Zoom to Teams programming, trying to make it a little cheaper for our little small group.
Yeah, Teams are easy. Teams is easy.
I don't know. We had it. It was fairly easy, but we couldn't find, people couldn't seem to connect to get in where they clicked on the link.
Yeah. I think Teams is one of those things, if you don't have the program, anybody can get on Zoom with you, whether they have the program or not. But Teams, you almost have to have that program.
As far as it loaded on your
computer. But it's a good program. I mean, it's stable. I would much rather use Teams than Zoom.
Really? Well, then,
yeah.
Lynn wants you to come and help us out.
Everybody's got to have it, Lynn. not just one person.
Yeah, as far as the program goes.
Yeah, as far as the program goes. And then when you set your meeting up, you notify everybody through Teams and you send the link through Teams.
Well, see, those are small bits and pieces of nuggets of information that I don't think everybody knows that.
Yeah. And
So basically, Teams was designed for that office group as they were their own little network, you might say.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And
Well, Tom, it might have been around for a long time, but it's not as popular as
Zoom. And you send your calendar invites and everything else through Teams. And, since everybody has a meeting time and date, they just click on the time or click on that meeting, and there's no link, no nothing. You just go into that meeting.
Okay.
Siemens uses it religiously.
Who?
Siemens.
Siemens.
They're in one of their offices is in Beltsville, Maryland. And we had fire alarm and heating and air conditioning, HVAC out of that office. And it was split. The office was split into two separate groups, and the fire side had teams and the HVAC side had teams, and you couldn't interconnect.
Why couldn't you?
Because if HVAC was having a meeting at a certain time and you happened to get the email inadvertently and you were in fire and you clicked on it, they didn't want you in that HVAC meeting. So it was two sets of email addresses, two sets of everything for that office. They wanted it kept separate.
Yeah, Mike, am I doing OA in the winter? Yeah, I did it. December the 13th was the last time I did it. That was the only time it was close to 45 degrees. And I haven't done it since then because it's been in the 20s since then. But I will have to say, Mike, is that ever since about I think after the 15th of November, I was getting pretty much zero mite drops on my chloroplast boards, judging the mite load by using that, not so much doing an alcohol wash, which I'm not going to do. I don't open my hives up after I get done feeding. I let them propolyze them hives tight and all that. So that's what I've done. There's what Brian Castle hives, they use both.
Yeah, we used it for everything.
The big thing about Teams is it's $50 a year instead of $250.
Yep.
Yeah, Mike, I the first OA vapor treatment was November the 1st, the 15th, and the 29th, about every 2 weeks that month. And then it was 3 weeks, December the 13th. That was the first. No, it was December. Yeah, it was December the 13th. That's when it was. Saturday afternoon. And I got OA vapor in there. Then I checked my highs for food on Christmas Day, I think it was, around 1:30, 2 o'clock, when it was about 50 degrees and they were flying somewhat. And they all had plenty of honey in there as far as in the frames goes. And so anyway, that's what I got. Usually I don't do much in January because it's cold. As far as being broodless, I'll say pretty much, I would think. But now the winter solstice is passed. So the days are going to start getting longer. And I'm going to say by the middle of January, that queen was going to have some brood laid up. Not a lot, but a fair amount. Maybe a patch about, you might have 2 or 3 inch circle of cap brood and maybe some eggs on the outer side, depending on how much bee coverage you have, as I call it, bee power. I am located in Maryland, close to Baltimore. And how do you pronounce Amarando? Alamar. Yeah, it's Texas, isn't it? And what's that? Is that Amarillo, Texas? You're in Northeast Texas. Are you up in the Panhandle, Texas? Amarillo.
He's back.
Yeah, I'm back so I can listen. I'm going to turn the screen off for a minute, and I don't think anybody wants to watch me eat my bagel. So,
Nah.
That could get messy.
I just clicked in so I could hear you. You don't want to see cream cheese stuck all in the mustache and all
And
that.
you've got to pick all your beard off, or
Yeah.
maybe you have to comb it off.
Yeah, I'm at work, so if that's not for you guys, it'd just be there till I got home. But whatever. So I'll listen, but I'll jump back in just a minute.
All right. Hey, Rodney. So you're close to Shreveport. Okay. Is there a Shreveport in Texas? I thought that was in Louisiana.
Shreveport is in Louisiana.
And Uncle Junior out there, he says he's getting some dead bees in the front. Well, I'm sure you are.
Yeah.
That's normal. As long as there ain't a whole pile of bees. Horatio, right? Uncle Junior? Anyway.
Well, Chris got a good question. Does fondant consumption indicate anything good or bad for the colony? Well, you might want to crack that top open and see if they're at the top, and just kind of take a flashlight and look down between the frames and see if they've stripped the cappings off of the honey that's there, if there's any. I mean, they're hungry, so that's why they're eating it.
Yeah, I mean, to me, fondant is kind of like the icing on the cake. So they're going to eat the icing first before they eat the honey.
Yeah, finish the honey.
But it's right on the border of Louisiana and Texas. Okay. But yeah, I mean, you might, if you get a warmish day like I did here on Christmas Day, I opened up top of the hive up, pulled up a frame, and I seen a bunch of honey on it. Or sometimes I pulled the frame up, the medium frame, and it had a little bit of set of bees on the bottom edge of it. And I kind of looked down in between the frames where that frame come out, and you could see the bees down in that. I got 3 medium boxes down in that middle medium box. So they're down in there, and they were moving around and stuff because it was relatively, close to 50. But you can also kind of rack the frames a little bit, and you can look on the side on an angle and see that every one of them will have capped honey on there. Well, then you can push it back and put that frame back down in there. We're talking maybe a minute at the most here when you're doing something like that. And you know that your bees have plenty of food. Now, if you go in there and you got frames of open comb and there's nothing in there, you need to be putting some fondant on there right away. As far as the weight goes, I don't really go by that. I mean, if you take the one arm method where you reach down and you pick it up and you can barely pick it up, you know you got some weight in there and you got some honey in there. But if you go down with one arm on the back of that hive and pick it up with very little, with a little bit of resistance or maybe hardly any at all, and then you gotta that hive's is going to starve. You need to get in there right away. Put a feed and shim on and put some bonnet on or sugar bricks or something. And Brammy's stocking the honey house. Yeah, you know, Mike's explanation. If you can't tilt it with one hand, you should be good.
Yeah. And if you have to, just prior to winter, just before it gets cold, just before they stop flying, if you have to, just then you've got a basis of comparison throughout the winter.
All right, Dennis, he's got wild mustard blooming and dandelions blooming, and I'm sure the pollen is coming. If you look at your front of your entrance, I am sure that the pollen is coming in, and Dennis is here we go. Where are we at? You're in Alabama. You're in Alabama. That's why.
Yeah.
I guarantee you got probably 2 to 3 frames of brood in that hive right now.
Easily.
Just like Brad down there at Cajun Homestead.
Yeah.
So you might have, you're probably close to being out of food, possibly, depending on how much you left on.
Yeah.
Whether you left honey on or whether you fed them like I do with sugar water. Yeah, well, Hyler, you're using a, what's it called? Scope. What's them little wire scopes that you can bend up? What do they call them things? Endoscope.
Endoscope. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good way of checking things. But I mean, you can still, if you're looking for food problems, you can just pop the top off.
Yeah.
Just be quick about it.
Yeah, we look down in the top.
I don't have one of them scopes. Brian had one. Brian uses it, Castle Hives, with you'll see it on some of his videos. It's pretty neat looking.
Yeah.
I just don't bother with it. Don't have one. I do have a flare, or I won't say it's a flare, it's an infrared camera. Dennis just had open heart surgery. Well, I don't think you can do a whole lot in November, so you got to be taking it easy for sure. And Michael wants to know whether Mac or Tom out there in Ohio uses open pollen feeding. I don't know what Tom does, but I've done that in the past, especially in the springtime, and they'll eat up pounds of it, especially Ultra Bee out of a 5-gallon bucket. But what I've found is it makes your hives pollen bound. And to me, people look at me like I'm strange, but you'll have so many nice brood frames turn to be into solid pollen frames, and they don't really eat any of that pollen and use it, and you've just lost all them nice brood frames. So I quit doing all that stuff. And the only thing that I'm doing anymore is I'll do some pollen patties in February. If I don't get them in there by February, the maple trees start to bloom around mid-March. After that, they're going after the natural pollen. So if I'm trying to build that hive up, I throw the pollen patties into the hives. You back, Mike? Got your face fed? Did
You
you?
get all cleaned up.
Got a little white. I don't know if it's cream cheese or just old age.
That's old age.
I'm turning the big 45 in a few months, so it's about time.
Shit, you're still young.
I wish I
That
was.
ain't old age.
I got the joints and the heart of an
This
80.
down here is stress. That's what that is. It's stress.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have any of that up here. It's all, well, I'm getting less hair up here overall, but all the white, silver is all in there.
Yeah, that's stress.
Now, James, no, you say a new OA vaporizer. It came set at 250 degrees. I don't think that's 250 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 250 degrees Celsius. All the ones that I've ever seen. Because it's what, 400 and some degrees Fahrenheit, Bill?
Yeah, it's 454. That's what most of them are, is 454 degrees.
Yeah, Brian's is 438. But it's 250 Celsius, isn't it, Brian? So, James, no, I think your machine's probably set correctly. It's in Celsius, not Fahrenheit.
$232.2 is 450 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I got a ProVap and it goes up to 230 degrees.
Yeah.
And that's when the switch is supposed to switch off.
Yeah, and that's Celsius.
And that's Celsius. And mine will go up to about 250 a lot of times. You know, it'll exceed that if I don't keep up on top of it. Yeah, it's about, you're right, 230 degrees Celsius.
It's not Fahrenheit.
It's not, they're all they're all made overseas.
I've got one of the old ones out here in the garage with a temperature gauge on it. I can go put a battery on it and turn it on.
You got to
tell you what it is.
Well, Robbie's are in Celsius. ProVaps are in Celsius.
No, the old Larabi's was in Fahrenheit.
Was it in Fahrenheit? The old one.
Yeah, the old big box one that had the temperature gauge on it. That's in Fahrenheit. Because I got one of them that I still use.
Yeah, we were talking about something else on the other chat. Did you get any new supplies of Easy Ox?
I did.
And does it have the newest, latest, greatest 4 grams per brood box on there?
You know, I haven't looked yet. I haven't put it on the shelf yet. I'll have to look and see. Huh.
What?
Now you got me curious. So I'll have to look and see in the morning.
I'm going to go to a supplier. Let's see.
Oh, he said the labels haven't gotten approved yet.
He has it?
Or the labels haven't been changed yet.
Yeah. What, Mike says so?
Yeah, in the chat.
Oh, he's in the chat?
Yeah.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, there he is.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
You got a couple
All
thousand.
right, so let's see. EPA approved labels haven't. All right, so Mike, are you saying that EPA had? I know that you emailed me and said around the 10th of December you were supposed to get notification. So has the EPA approved it all, and then you just haven't gotten the printing done yet? Is that the way I read that?
That's what it sounds like. That he had a bunch of roll labels and needs to use them so he didn't waste the money before he swaps over. Which had to make sense too.
Okay, so yeah, he's got the approval. He just hasn't changed the labels on the bags yet. Just take a magic marker and scratch it out. Put 8 grams, 4 grams, and then Mike just say, you know, put your initials on there, and it'd be good enough.
What are the little things we all used to use that you would turn to the letter you want, and you pull the trigger, and it'd like make the little depressions for the letters, and you make little strips that you'd stick on everything? You just get one of those and make the little tin and just start sticking it on the boxes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Or you could get your little labels. It just put a sticker over top of the other stuff. That's a good idea.
There's probably some law somewhere where the EPA would light them up for altering a label or something instead of changing it.
Yeah, probably.
They find some reason to find them.
Yep. Or to pull the certification or something.
Do they have a shelf life? I don't think it has a shelf life. It lasts forever.
Ooh, speaking of labels, I don't know if y'all seen. So I've been bottling bourbon honey.
Yeah, I saw that.
See my new one?
I saw that.
Yeah. It's the first time I actually had an actual label printed that I wasn't printing myself on a sheet. You know, I'm actually buying them by the rolls. So it's all Arkansas. I think I've got everything Arkansas makes me have. So I've had a bunch of people asking to put it on the website. So I might, if I have a bunch left, I might stick them on the website or something. I'm getting tired of bottling. Got the blisters on my fingers. The safety seals, these types, even if you wear gloves, the way you have to crank down on them to get them all the way down. Without gloves, I get blisters on my thumb. With gloves, I get blisters on the side of my index finger. So I'm going to have to get like finger tape and get it really tight. So when I twist, it doesn't make that friction and give me blisters. I've done about 200 bottles like that, and they just destroy my hands.
So James, no, should you turn it back to 250? First thing is, what unit are you using? And doesn't it come with instructions stating what it's preset at and all that kind of stuff?
I don't think there's a way to change that setting.
Depending on what unit he's got.
He's got a Larabi, right?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Yeah, well. What do you got from China?
All right, Tom, I see your comment. Not all of us have Via Honeybee's money. He's probably got a machine that does all the spinning and sealing for him. So
That's right, Mike. I mean, that's where
Yeah, 230.
my ProVap is set for 230 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
What we're
Now,
talking
it depends on what unit, like you said, Charlie, depends on what unit he's got. You can.
Yeah, it's
The compact and the original InstaVap feature dynamic or pre-configured temperature control, but specific method for adjustment depends on the exact model. So the mini or the light and the original, it's set. It stays set.
I don't know. Hey there, Joseph. Yeah, like I say, I think any reputable piece of machinery is set at 250 C.
Yeah. The InstaVap is set at a temperature of 446 to 500 degrees, which is 230 C to 260 C.
He bought a knockoff from China.
Okay. And you can either set it for centigrade or Fahrenheit.
So, anyway, yeah, Mike, or not Mike, Easy Ox, Mike. I had a guy on another chat tonight that he had some off-brand vaporizer that had like a bowl with a lid on a hinge like that.
I've seen that.
Spring loaded. I think it's spring loaded with a thumb thing. I said, look, he was saying he's a chemical engineer, so that pretty much tells you right there on it. Everything's got to be precise. And I said, let me tell you something. I said, the best thing for you to do is to go get Easy Ox oxalic acid tablets, 1 gram tablets. And you go plop, 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 fizz, fizz, and oh, right, relief it is for the beehives and all that. So maybe, and all. But he's 5-year beekeeper that, he got fondant from, I don't know where he got it from. It wasn't in a bag. It was hard. And, of course they don't have they don't have ABJ or anything like that. Totally lost. Yeah, Brian there, Flower Street, he really likes those tablets. That's what he was telling me. He likes them a lot.
Yeah, we use them. That's all we use, the tablets.
Instead of the powder.
Yeah.
I'm set up with the powder plunger. I just dump it. I dump all my bags into the peanut can. So that way I can jab it in there. Yep. Get it from Michael. Michael, what's your booth number? Do you know?
407.
And then Easy Ox, Michael, what's your booth number? So,
Hey, I'm thinking about it. If there's any other vendors on here that are going to the Midwest conference,
606.
Midwest. So I saw Mike. I don't know if he's going or not. So for the Midwest conference, the hotel that it's adjoined to is the Hilton, and they're doing their hotel room specials like all the other ones do. But it doesn't work for the first night that the vendors have to come in early. So if you call them and ask them, they'll actually add the extra night and save you like $200 overall for your trip. You just got to call and ask them to add it on there. You just can't do it through their website.
When is that? Isn't that 1st of February or something like that?
Yeah, it's about 3-ish weeks after Nobby's over.
He must be going because he said, thanks, good to know.
Yeah, I asked Doug and Bill, like if they knew, and they got a hold of somebody, and they said call and ask this person, and basically anybody that answers the phone, they'll just ask their supervisor, and they'll say, yeah, just give them the extra day for the rate, and yeah, it's about $225. It'll save you for those few days. It's like an extra like $50 off a night or something. Roy, Yeah, I need to turn on the pre-order stuff for Madison and all that. I don't think I have it set up. So before I go home, if I remember, I'll turn on pre-orders, or at least before I go to Nobby, I'll turn it on as an option. I don't know if I have it on there right now or not. I think it is. I guess I could actually go look at the website since I'm at a computer. Been busy enough. I can't remember what I have and haven't done. Let me try to buy one real quick and see what it does.
And then EMBA is, I forget now. It's at the end of February, I think.
All right, Roy, I've already got them in there. So, yeah, if you're wanting some dog beds to pre-order or whatever, you can do it right now if you want to. Midwest is an option under pickup, local pickup. So, one less thing I have to do.
Yeah, EMBA is Friday and Saturday, the 20th and 21st. Actually, we're going to leave on Tuesday or be there. Like, what is it? It's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, isn't it, Bill?
Yeah, we're leaving Tuesday at some point Tuesday, and then we're going to stop somewhere halfway, or
We'll see
Lexington or something like that, Louisville, and get a couple rooms, and then get up next morning, eat breakfast, and head out the rest of the way so we can bug Tom the rest of the day on Wednesday.
Yeah, because it takes about, he said 4.5 hours to get from Louisville there. So I figure we got to get to Louisville the first.
Yeah, if we get to Lexington, Louisville, something like that, we can be there the next day, 12, 1 o'clock.
It's like, like say 1 or 2, I guess.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that Midwest show looks good to me, but it's just too cold and too snowy weather for that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So y'all are going to the EMBA an extra day early, I guess?
Well, we got for traveling.
Yeah.
Because the class, all the stuff's, the intermediate class is on Friday and the banquet's Friday and the full day is Saturday. I'm driving up Thursday because there's nothing Thursday.
Yeah, I know that, but it takes us from Bill's house a day to get to Louisville.
Oh, I thought you were driving Tuesday and Wednesday and getting there Wednesday night for the Friday show. I guess I heard you wrong.
No, we're driving
Wednesday, Thursday.
We're going to leave. Let's see.
Okay, that makes sense. I thought you said Tuesday, not Wednesday.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to be at Bill's Tuesday night.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, that's what it is. And then Wednesday we're leaving to get to Louisville, and then Thursday we'll get out of Louisville and go over to St. Louis.
Gotcha.
And it'll take us, let's say, 5 hours.
So I'll get into St. Louis middle Thursday afternoon probably. It's only about a 6.5 hour drive for me. I think last time I probably rolled into town around 2:30 or 3 in the afternoon.
Yeah, but we're going to get in town on Thursday afternoon is what we're figuring on.
Yeah, I think I'm staying there Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. It's a whole lot easier to set up if you're there first thing before they open up that little area Friday morning and get all your crap in. There's one set of doors that goes outside and everybody's trying to get in that set of doors. So I'll get in Thursday night, get my trailer parked close, pointed the right direction where I can just back over and just unload real quick and get out of the way.
Right. So you're 20 minutes away, Tom. Okay.
So that's so we're all getting in early Thursday. So that's a party at Tom's house Thursday night.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
We're 20 minutes away. So
yeah.
I'm sure We can just show up. Tom will have Melissa's cook us dinner. She'll be excited. He can show us the Honey Kingdom downstairs, put us to work.
Yeah.
Come in the front doors. That's nice. Thought I was going to go through the dog door in the back. It's thumb shaped. It's got his profile on the back door. It's the dog door. He goes right through it.
So, Tom, does that mean Charlie and I have to go through the dog door?
I don't know.
He's just still being nice to me because he's angling for a salesman of the year bonus. When he doesn't get it, he's going to start being mean to me.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
Hey, feathers, flowers.
Man, it's been 56. It's been like 60 here all week. I mean, my bees have been flying. I know they're burning through food. It's just mine. If I start giving them, I've seen where people are putting syrup out to kind of supplement. If I start giving mine any syrup, though, I'm afraid they're going to start brooding up. And where we're at, we're going to get hit with a nasty cold spell somewhere.
Hey, yeah, it's Dot. That's
So I'm just letting them eat their stores and fondant, and I'm not going to touch them with syrup. So I don't want to trigger any buildup too early.
yeah, it's way too early for syrup.
Yeah.
Well,
I've seen people posting, putting out feeding right now. It's like,
yeah, but in the deep south, I would say that, but not around here.
I've seen people around me and like yeah. Me
I'm
and
surprised that it's so warm out where you're at.
It's not supposed to be. This is really odd. Usually we're highs like, if it's a hot day, it's like low 40s at the most. But we've had so many days, like we had 60s for a week. We had a couple of days where it dipped into the teens with like highs of like 30, and then we jumped right back up to 60 again.
I think it's been in the high 20s, low 30s for the last month for us.
I was going to look see if the next 10 days is supposed to be in my area. Yeah, by Tuesday we're supposed to be in the low 70s. High 60s, low 70s, some rain. Lows like in the 40s. I mean, so I had dead nettle blooming in my backyard the other day. Had bees working it, little orange stripes on their heads like it's spring. Then we had like a 20-degree night, and that took care of that, but it's starting to pop back up again. I missed part of the first part of the chat. Bill, you about ready for Nobby? You just got to finish loading up, or?
Yeah, we are loading tomorrow. I went to North Carolina today to pick up all the Enel stuff, and
did they actually? I know you said something about they cut you off early. Did you actually get enough of what you wanted, or were you still short of what they let you have, or?
the Enel stuff.
Yeah,
I got.
Oh, sorry.
Get that anytime. It's
Yeah,
Acorners who cut me off.
Yeah, I was thinking Acorn.
I think I got all the orders filled because I had some still in stock. So it's.
You just don't have it you don't have extra to sell at the show, or not much anyway.
I don't have much extra. Put it that way.
Does Acorn usually sell frames there too, or just the?
They did. They took pre-orders this year.
Yeah.
So,
So they kind of cut you out of the picture. Sound like to me.
yep. So
They went to all their dealers to sell it themselves, I guess.
I've got some plans. So
I guess
that
maybe
I'm not going to go into right now.
well, maybe that's why everybody got cut off. They got more pre-orders than expected and didn't have the inventory to fill all y'all up.
Yeah, but they weren't even going to tell me when they were going to cut the orders off.
Yeah.
So that's a discussion for me to have with somebody down there at Acorn, with Acorn. So,
Hey, no, I haven't seen a lot lately. I guess are people still selling Purico frames?
oh yeah,
It's like I don't ever see them around here. I guess I never see anything from them. I always just see Acorn and everything.
Now there's a question.
they've been contacting me on a regular basis. Put it that way.
There's a thing for you.
We do make a big size. Generally about 120 pounds is where we max out. And I'll tell you what's going to happen on something that big. We can do like a bigger 52-inch. But what'll happen? Your dog over time will like to step on the side rail, and they're so big they'll slowly put just a slight little warp in the center. And what we tell people is like, if you want to do that, all you got to do, what we've done for years of our bigger dogs, take the rails out and flip them over where the blow goes up. And after they stand on them, they eventually get it straight, and then they'll go back down. There's about the only way you can do a dog that big with ours.
Well, what you really need to do is get yourself a love seat for the dog. That'll be big enough. For
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah, get a love seat for him. Yeah.
I'm guessing that 6 foot 250 maybe wasn't a dog, but
Yeah.
you could get on there and curl up. Don't step on the rail, you'll be all right.
How high do you make them up off the floor?
They're about 5 inches.
Damn.
Yeah, we don't want them too high because we have a lot of elderly dogs with arthritis issues, so they don't have to step up real high.
I would need one at least 24 inches off the floor, Mike.
It's
got to support at least 220 pounds.
So we've had people asking us to make ones for like duck hunting with stands to stand up out of the water and stuff, but haven't really got into any of that over the years. That's one of those oddballs. If it's somebody we know and it's some custom something they want, I'll do something on the side and nobody will ever see it, but I'll make things sometimes if I have the time. Big beehive stand.
Hmm.
So yeah, I was watching Cayman stream, or kind of half watching it last night while I was bottling. I didn't know that app they're using for the show, the giveaway part, I'd never heard anywhere. I thought we were going to be able to scan people in at our booth, get their info for the giveaways. So that QR, if you didn't see it, the QR on that badge, that goes to Will Robbie since he's the badge sponsor. That doesn't actually, they're not doing that option. So all of a sudden, I noticed last night today, I've had a massive run on people registering for our giveaways. I guess a lot of people saw that stream too and didn't know.
Yeah, and the other thing is, did you register your giveaway with Nobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you didn't register your giveaway with Nobby, you can't do it.
And what does that do for Nobby?
I'll tell you later.
All right.
Yeah, I did the whole I went through the app and registered it and put it up, and they've all that's in there for their stuff, and they know about it.
I finally saw my ad on the Nobby Facebook page.
Did you?
You know what it was announcing?
What?
That my orders were closing December 1st. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan.
I haven't paid attention to that as much the last day or two. I've been in the plant from sun up to way past sundown. I'm aiming to take off Sunday and stay home and do some work. So I've been staying here longer trying to get all this stuff done.
So when I went to North Carolina today to pick up equipment, I was notified that I'm going to have a prototype uncapper that is heated. The uncapping mechanism is heated with steam.
Mm.
And the steam is inside the tubing to heat it. So, and it should be here the end of February, if not the end of March, as a prototype.
I guess it's got the little steam unit built in with everything.
It does.
That'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, I'm going to be at the hall to help set up early. You might as well come on over. I think Tom said he's going to get there somewhere around 4:30 or so.
Yeah, I'll be there between 5 and 5:15.
Well, usually them uncappers that run in steam, they're using some like a wallpaper steamer for small units and stuff.
No, this is supposed to be a unit that we can eventually put on an uncapping machine to make it make a complete line.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Chris is gonna what's STL?
St. Louis.
Okay.
Chris, you be safe coming to Nobby.
Well, I guess Chris will be out at EMBA then.
Yeah. Sounds that way.
So, yep. So, yeah, next week will be the big shindig.
Yeah.
I'm already ready for it to be over with. I'm ready for it to be done and gone. I'm just looking at stuff I'm putting in the trailer and like, man, I hope I don't have to put all this stuff back in there.
And then, Michael, here's another question for your dogs.
Jack Russell. Does he like to see it sleep? A lot of it depends on how they like to sleep. If they like to spread out or if they like to ball up. I would think with Jack Russell, it probably wouldn't matter. So just the smallest size, the little 22 by 22 is probably all you really need. Unless they like to lay over and really sprawl and there's another one that likes to jump in with them, then you might go up to the next one. But that's a pretty small dog. I mean, my cat's that size or bigger.
You know, I never thought about one of those beds for my cat.
Oh yeah, cats really like them. I have one of our customers from years ago. They take them and they turn them upside down, and run chains through the bottoms of them and hang them from the ceiling, and they make like all these different levels. And that material is really good. So when they jump, if they stick their claws out, they'll really grab onto it so they don't slip. And they make like jungle gyms all through the rooms for them.
Somebody would shoot me if I did that.
Mm.
Bought a bed for a cat.
It's like my cat.
Yeah, Junior, what's the next convention? Would be the one we're going to go to is the EMBA out in St. Louis. That's the
No, well, for me, it would be Heart of Virginia,
So,
which is it's in Central Virginia at one of the colleges down there in Central Virginia.
was that one last year it snowed or something?
Yeah, and
North Carolina's state spring conference is the same weekend as the Midwest.
Yep.
I think South Carolina's conference is the same weekend as the EMBA.
And then West Virginia is
Like the weekend after that.
the weekend after that.
Yeah, but I looked at the lineup on that here last night. I think it was. I was surfing, and you got Fred Dunn, and you got Greg Burns, and I'll forget somebody else. That was I've seen.
Well, I was texting with one Never Avenger night before last, and he was asking me, "Hey, have you seen any decent shows to go to coming up?" Because like they're doing the same ones I'm doing. They're like, "There's nothing else really going on. Nobody can find anything," and I'm in the same boat. It's like a lot of these early ones have gotten pushed up earlier, and they're all the same weekends.
Call me tomorrow, Michael.
Okay.
So I see your thing on the No Life Beekeeper. What's that, for the giveaway thing or something, Michael?
The what?
Your 21st bee Nobby countdown 6 days ago.
Oh, I did a short earlier, and I stuck in some groups, and I guess I stuck it on that one. I didn't mean to. I just hit some groups and put it on. I've been doing a Nobby countdown, like little 50-second clips, just to have something to do while I'm running around. So it's nothing you need to see. Just... Everybody got the tour earlier, so that's everything it's around. So big white dog sleeps upside down. My biggest cat sleeps upside down, and when he spreads out, he gets on his back in bed with me, and his feet hit my knee, and his other feet hit my armpit. Just it's a pain. I can't move. He's so big. I'm not looking forward to driving a Nobby. Before you're pulling a trailer and not stopping, it's over like 11 and a half hours. Then add in the trailer burning up diesel, and all the stops are going to have to make the top off. See, Brian, I actually had your frames with your box with your name written on some of them earlier, because you always see them in every video, but they were actually in that one.
Yeah.
Mike gets a vacation, Mark. He goes to bee shows. That's his vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean, that's what Nobby is for me. It's more of a wintertime vacation.
Yeah, that's what it is for me. It's my vacation.
And I had some folks from the other bee chat that I do before mine, from that club, I'll say, not so much the bee chat. And they came to Nobby last year, but I don't know, they weren't overly whelmed, impressed or something. I don't know what it was with them. But I figured, well, the big thing about us and about Nobby and this group here and all the folks that, check out all the different chats throughout the week is the fact that we've got this community built up, and it's a fun time for us to get to meet each other in person and have fun together. And I think that's what's really important to me. I mean, the Nobby itself is nice, but being able to meet everybody from the chats, that's like for us going out to EMBA. It's the same. It's a well organized bee conference there, and it's same thing to get the chance to meet everybody. And Thomas, for a good chance for him to get out of his shell.
Now, is that Tom or is that Melissa?
I don't know. I don't think Melissa. I think she's very outgoing.
No, Tom said that. So Melissa's kind of like Melissa's comment though. Thomas.
I was going to say that comment, say that out loud in Tom's voice and hers voice, and you know it was Tom.
Yeah.
Well, everyone, it's about 10 o'clock and it's cold.
Yeah, it's cold.
Not here.
Don't rub it in, Michael.
Oh, I'm not. Bees are eating too much food. I wish it was cold.
So, are you going to be in the green room?
Yeah, I can.
All right. I'll tell you in the green room. That way you don't have to call me tomorrow.
Okay.
All right, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and shut the chat down, and we'll call it a night. And I will see everybody here in the chat that's coming to Nobby. Hopefully, you've got your tickets for the No Life Beekeeper Nobby dinner, and it's going to be a blast. And we'll see you there on Wednesday night. And then we'll get to see each other throughout the days on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Hopefully the weather will be halfway decent. Let's see, I was reading Flower Streets. There comes Tom in.
Oh, jeez.
Have you got your bed made up, Tom?
Not yet. It is still pretty warm out here, though. I heated up the garage so that I could work out here and pump down 2 last drums that I have into buckets.
See you, Michael, out in Easy Ox. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut the chat down, everyone. Good night, and we will see you next Wednesday night.
I'll see you Monday night from Louisville.
All right, and then I'll see everybody Wednesday night at the party. There will be no Friday night stream for me, and because everybody will be at Nobby. Good night, everyone.
Good night.